Hello everyone, I'm Leah Edwards for those of you that do not know me, and I am a senior director with Epicure, and I have been with them for 20 years this year, and I'm here to share a little bit about my journey with that and what prompted me to start, where my journey began, all of the things that have happened over the last 26 years I've been in direct sales. And if you want that journey, you can check out my other video. But today's is actually all about the two dudes that are beside me and how they felt about growing up in a direct sales, specifically mostly Epicure, lifestyle home business model, and what it meant to them, what they loved, what they took away from it, and kind of the impact it had on them. So my organization currently has 3,000 plus consultants across Canada and the US. And last year, well, not last year, but the last 12 months, our qualified volume has been over $10 million. And that's kind of a big deal. And that's just by helping people eat really well, taste great food, and have fun with their family and friends. So I figured these two guys would probably be some pretty good spokesmodels to let you know what it's like to be on the other side of raising babies in a direct sales family. And I'm going to introduce them. So on my right, I have
Blair Edwards. I am currently part of the Canadian Armed Forces. I'm a crewman by trade, and I've been part of them for 3 years. Love my job.
Cool. And on my left,
I'm Kyle Edwards. I am a sailor of the Royal Canadian Navy. I am by trade a bosun, and I've been in for 4 years and going on my 5th year soon. And I love my job.
Cool. So, and I'm pretty proud of these guys. And, as a mom, I certainly have those challenges like all of us do. And a little bit more when they started their careers, because now I've got, two dudes in different time zones, literally on each end of the country of Canada. So I've got, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and there's a 4-hour time difference between them. And then of course, what's in between. And when they were going through basic training, I found that they kind of needed me even more because they only have limited phone times. So it's really nice. This is the first time in 18 months, guys, that I've had both my boys under the same roof. So I thought we'd take this time and do a little quick interview. So I'm gonna start with Blair. What did you love most about my Epicure business?
While I was in high school, I remember coming home at lunch and there's always just a hot meal, always fresh, tasting better than what you can get in the cafeteria always. I loved cooking in high school. I still love cooking today. And using Epicure just made it taste better and makes me happy cooking.
What was product launch day when you were coming home from
Oh,
school
gosh.
like? Because that's always funny.
Yes, that's always a good time. I always helped out with prepping for every meal, drinks, anything my mom needed me to really prep. That was my job.
What about walking along the pathway? We have a pathway that runs along the side of our house that at lunchtime on product launch days. Could you smell what I was cooking before you even got here?
My friends could smell it back at the high school, and they were asking me questions all the time about what I had for lunch and what I'm going to have for dinner and tomorrow's breakfast, everything.
Cool. What did you love the most about what I did, Kyle?
What I love most about it, what you did is allowed you to be home with us a lot more. So I got to spend time with my folks, which sadly a lot of my friends weren't able to do because their parents were working jobs that kept them at work for hours and they weren't there to help them with homework or school projects.
Yeah.
So it was hard for my friends, for some of the people that I went to school with.
A lot of homework hours, guys. A lot of homework hours, let me tell you. Blair, what were some of your earliest memories of what we did with direct sales? Can you remember that?
Oh.
Because you were like, I started direct sales when I was pregnant with you. So you had your entire life has been direct sales. So what are some of those earliest ones?
Probably the homemade lasagna.
Yeah.
Homemade lasagna, pasta, coming home for chili night, homemade burgers, french fries.
What about the boxes?
Oh my gosh. Every time my mom would get a new box of Epicure in that's like brand new products, I have to be like directly into that box before everyone else tasting, smelling, looking at the new catalogs, everything.
And my great nephews followed suit. I brought the new products up for our last time we were able to get together as a family, and I had them in a Epicure picnic basket, and he was right in that little basket pulling those products out as fast as he could. So it's certainly been a generational. What about you, Kyle? What are some of your favorite earliest memories that only happened because we do direct sales?
The earliest memories that I can remember was the vacations.
Vacations? Yeah.
Yeah,
Which one was your favorite earliest one and favorite of all time?
My favorite earliest one would have to be Jamaica. I love Jamaica. It's gorgeous going, and I want to go back there. My favorite was pretty much I think would be either Hawaii or.
You did something really cool in Hawaii. What did you do in Hawaii with some friends of ours that were fellow achievers? You were off with Mr. Catcher and Jason. What did you guys do while you were in Hawaii?
We went scuba diving.
Where? What did you scuba dive with?
Oh,
this is cool.
We scuba dived with black-tipped reef sharks. They were floating in the cave that we went into, and just as a scuba diver, because of Epicure, I was actually able to afford to do scuba diving, which is a very expensive hobby. And for my birthday, because of your business, my birthday present that I got was top of the line scuba gear, which I still use and I still love, and I've used it since 2011.
Yeah. So I think you were 19 when you went scuba diving.
I believe so, yes.
With those guys, and it was quite the experience. He was gone the whole day, and that is one of those things that as an Epicure consultant that we have the opportunity to earn incentive trips, and because of that we've traveled the globe, and we've used the resources that I've earned, the money that I've actually earned, to pay for extra trips as a family. So places like Jamaica and Europe, and brought the boys to Hawaii with us, and Margarita Island, so all of those sorts of things. So Blair, what are some of the skills you learned by watching me run my business?
How to talk to people, for one. Cooking skills on another level that I'm used to. Thanks to you, you actually got me into culinary for high school. I took it from grade 7 all the way into college.
You did.
I still am trying to cook as much as I can at base. Some of my buddies are jealous of the products I use as well for those cold days in winter.
Now let's talk about base a little bit, because you've been working through some really serious challenges for your training. Do you think watching me in my businesses set you up for success in a way that you persevere, you set goals, and that even when you don't hit them, you reset them and restrive for them? Do you think that's made a difference?
Absolutely. Seeing you work with your team and seeing next to the CEO of the company, how you guys interact with each other and then everyone else, has built up so much more for me to talk to my guys and just be a team player and learn.
Do you quit?
No, I keep going.
Exactly.
I was stubborn at birth, what can I say?
Now, and Kyle, before I ask you the same question, you had that as well, where you literally had to switch trades 2 days before graduation. When a lot of people,
actually.
Okay, 5. When a lot of people would have just quit and said this wasn't for me. Do you think maybe you learned some resiliency, that goals are not set in stone, that sometimes they can be shifted, adjusted, and move forward?
Because that's how you guys raised me. You and Dad raised me and Blair to that. We never give up. We don't know what. Yeah, you fall off the horse, but if you have to get back up on it. So maybe it wasn't the right trade for you, right area for you. So find another one.
Right career, different trade.
Yep.
And now you love your job.
I do.
Love your job.
Absolutely.
So what was the biggest challenge, I'm going to start with Kyle this time, of having a mom that does direct sales? Or dad, because it could be both. What was your biggest challenge with what I do?
Not being able to talk about the products to my friends. I got to some products that I really wanted to share with my friends, and they asked me all the time, and I'm like, I can't say, guys, you're gonna have to wait, because my buddies during high school, who I'm still friends with, they love my mom's cooking because of Epicure. They come to my place for lunch during high school just to have mom's cooking.
They were my guinea pigs.
Oh yeah, they're like, is your mom cooking again? Yeah. Okay, let's. Is it Epicure? Yes. Okay, we're coming.
On that note, sharing with your friends, there was something that all of you guys as my clients and my hosts and my consultants were able to help me do and continue to do, because I really believe in giving back. So Kyle, of course, who is on my left, has already done his first deployment and a partial one, and had a great time. Was there something that maybe arrived on ship for you guys?
Yes, a care package. We were on deployment, and a lot of my fellow sailors and I were missing home because we were worried that we were going to be missing Christmas. And it was a long 6-month deployment, my mistake. And we were missing our families, we were missing home, and we didn't have very many port days because of the weather. So I got a care package of Epicure. And my cooks, the cooks on the ship love Mom now. I gave them the care package.
And it wasn't a little care package, guys, just so you know. It was big boxes of care packages. Because when you're feeding 260 adults, you're not sending 3 pulled pork. You're sending 30 pulled pork. What was the pulled pork sandwich?
When the chefs made it, usually on the ship, we usually have leftovers for the guys who are on night shift.
Which would be you.
Myself, and a few other bosuns and other trades. And we usually grab leftovers so we could have a snack before we go up onto the bridge. There was no leftovers. The pots were pretty much licked clean. There was no pulled pork left by the end of lunch.
So we've already started his next stash. It's taking up a corner in our storage area that I keep, the very few products I keep on hand. We actually have a section marked off for deployment so that we can send those care packages to Kyle's ship when they deploy again. So Blair, what was your biggest challenge with having me in my job with Epicure?
Oh.
Or was there one even, really?
Just not being able to talk about the new products.
That's a pretty hardship, hey? It's just have to keep your mouth shut.
I had neighbors, teachers, friends, other parents trying to get to know what the new product is. I have even had people try and bribe me to tell them what it was, and I can't do it. I love it too much to share.
So I'm actually really surprised by that answer, guys, because of course, as a direct salesperson, we go out and we teach people how to cook. And so we do cooking classes and we're in other people's homes. And, in a typical schedule, I might be gone 2 to even 3 nights a week, depending on the week and my schedule. And I'm surprised you didn't say that you missed me. Was that because you guys got extra time to hang out with Dad?
Sometimes we did miss you, but also we knew that you were doing very important work and bringing actual good food to the Canadian homes, because
Cool.
Epicure, one of the things we always talked about was it's non-GMO. We get our products straight from the source instead of third-hand or second-hand parties. Mm-hmm. And it's healthy food. Instead of having to go to fast food places, which a lot of my fellow military members have had to do. They've ordered pizza, they've ordered takeout food, KFC, stuff that's not healthy for you. And then I'm sitting at my base eating Epicure, and I see the difference because they have not as much energy because of the fast food they ate. And then I had the same thing, but Epicure, and I was ready to go. I had the energy to do it.
Cool. What about you, Blair? You didn't miss me?
No, I always miss you. What can I say? I'm a mama's boy, but it did mean that we get to go to amazing places.
Yeah.
We got to go to Niagara Falls for a conference. We got to go to, oh my gosh, that was great. Jamaica when we were younger, Mexico, Dominican, Cuba, Hawaii. We have
Europe.
All of Europe, for me at least.
3 times for you.
Yes.
3 times for Europe. Not that Epicure was an incentive trip for Europe, but that we had the resources to pay to go to Europe through my business.
So I did miss you quite a bit, but it made it easier to spend even more time outside of work life. with you, Dad, Kyle, just our families, knowing that we can actually afford everything we're doing.
Yeah. And both my boys were cadets prior to being in the military. And I have to say that having my business structured the way that I did allowed us, especially in their latter years, to be at the base pretty much 5 days a week and still have, a meaningful income. So, being able to adjust my schedule for what they needed the most was probably most crucial for me. So I'm going to ask both of you. I'm going to start with Kyle. What is your absolute favorite memory ever, Epicure related? Short.
Lobster mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese, hands down, mac and cheese. Blair, what's your absolute favorite Epicure memory ever? Could be something that we did, something that we picked up for us. What is it? I want you to think very carefully before you answer this, that it may be, and I could be wrong, involved a trip to Sudbury with you wearing a cast.
I will actually have to say, so thanks to my amazing mom here, we were part of the show Leonard Kenny here in Canada, as where my mom said.
And of course, thanks to the very, very
yes.
fabulous Carmen Locke and her family for putting us in connection with that. So huge shout out to you, Carmen. I absolutely adore you, my dear.
It was an amazing trip. We got to bring the love of my life, our cousin CJ, Dad, Mom, me, all the way down. Got to be part of it, the extras of Leonard Kenny, of one of the final episodes of the hockey season for them.
Yeah.
You'll see me in the back with my cast and all that as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was amazing. Just Epicure all the days. Like, it was just great.
Yeah, those friendships that I've created over the years, I know I could go anywhere in Canada and now into the U.S. and know that there's, a friendly face. So I'm always grateful for that. So final thoughts, Kyle, anything else you want to add?
My roommate, Kyle Morgan, he saw the spices that my mom graciously gave me for my private military quarters, which is actually my house now.
Yes.
He saw the full cabinet of just Epicure products, and he's like, "I love your mom." and he's when I cooked one of the foods, pulled pork. I mean, not pulled pork, pot roast with the Epicure beef and steak.
Yep.
The SPG, salt, pepper, and garlic, and some garlic aioli. And when he took a bite of it, he's like, "This is Epicure?" Yep.
Yeah, every time. Cool.
Can I tell your mom that I love her? Can she be my mom?
What did we do for your guys at Christmas? Do you remember what I did for everybody at Christmas at your house? Because Kyle didn't get to come home this year for Christmas. Yeah. So we were in a position to do something kind of cool because he hosted his first Christmas dinner all by himself. Mm-hmm. So what arrived? Do you remember?
A whole bunch of Epicure products that I gave as gift presents to my the people that came over.
Christmas dinner in a box. First of all, you got all your seasonings with instructions and how to cook, and then we were FaceTiming to do that. And his roommate at the time, I sent a Christmas stocking and Christmas gifts. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Kyle was on base, and I'd sent, we did spices for a soldier sailor, and we'd sent out products for him to hand out, and some of them saying that literally the jar that we gave them was the only gift they got for the holidays. So you guys certainly make a difference to people that are really extraordinary heroes in Canada, and for that I will always be grateful for the support you've given me and my family for the years. So Blair, final thoughts?
All my teammates are jealous that I usually have hot soup or some type of broth or a tea just in my room, and when they ever need a tea, I always set them up with it, and you can smell it through all the halls, and every room gets hungry after smelling it. So they start ordering, and then I'm just sitting there in my room with my chicken broth and just enjoying it.
All right. So that's direct sales with two adults that started as babies. So thank you very much for watching. I love connecting with all of you. And of course, we're going to follow this interview up with one with Jeff. So you're going to get the lowdown dirties from being the partner of someone in direct sales that actually does it as their meaningful source of income. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.